Crypto data firm Arkham Intelligence is facing scrutiny from privacy-focused crypto advocates after announcing a new service that incentivizes people to reveal the identities behind otherwise anonymous blockchain addresses. Joining us now to discuss is Arkham founder and CEO Miguel Morel. Welcome to the show, Miguel.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being here. Now, it's been quite a week for you and Arkham. You know, some critics are calling the platform a dox to earn. I'll put that in quotations. How do you respond to this?
I think in general, many people are kind of, thinking about this new technology that we've developed, which allows people to make bounties and, make submissions of information regarding on-chain analysis. And I think rightfully, they're interested in knowing what are the boundaries, what are the guidelines of how exactly this marketplace is going to be used. One of the things that we've tried to be very clear about now, and recently we've issued guidelines is it is only for completely public information, and it should be used to give people market analysis, to give people alpha, and to help uncover scams, frauds, and rug pulls and exploits and things of this nature, not to necessarily invade any one individual's privacy, and certainly not to reveal private information.
Who's the user here? Who do you envision using the platform? Who do you envision participating in the ecosystem?
So we have had a beta program for the data analytics platform itself, which is a separate product from the Intel Exchange. And this beta has actually acquired hundreds of thousands of users. We released it in August of 2022. So we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary. And during that time, we've acquired hundreds of thousands of users, which are mostly made up of retail traders, professional trading and market making firms, journalism, and journalist websites and companies. And it's many people just trying to do on-chain analytics to try to understand more about what's going on in the crypto market, right? The fundamental financial assets of crypto exist on a publicly available blockchain. All of the information is given to everybody all over the world. Anybody can look at the network and observe what transactions are happening on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and so forth. And so people use the Arkham platform in order to do this kind of research and analysis. And those are exactly the kind of people I expect to want to try to find additional info on the Intel Exchange.
So exactly how do we know, people are calling it snitch as a service, but how do we know if, the actual information, if let's say there's a whale wallet out there and they say that it belongs to me. Not that I'm a whale, but okay. Let's say there is somebody, you have a conspiracy, if you will. Several people say, this being the internet, let's have some fun and let's pin this whale wallet on this one guy. How do you verify whether or not that's truthful?
So like any blockchain analytics company or anyone who is providing data, you need to be able to verify the actual source of the information. For the Arkham Intel Exchange, whenever anyone makes a bounty or makes a submission of information, so the bounties are when people request information where they're trying to investigate what is going on chain. They say, I'm looking at this activity, it's suspicious, or I'm interested in learning more. Could somebody please, look into this for me? The submission is the reverse. Once somebody submits a bounty, anybody can look at that and then try and provide the answer. All of these things have to be reviewed and they have to be analyzed prior to actually going live. And if we cannot publicly verify that the information is, you can either replicate it or you can go and independently verify all of the information publicly yourself, then those submissions will not go live on the Arkham Intel Exchange. It's that simple. So somebody cannot just simply say, I think that this wallet belongs to CoinDesk, for example, right? If there's no evidence online that would suggest that's true, right? So it's a place to avoid misinformation. It's a place to avoid, hearsay, and we can only confirm it using publicly available information.
I do want to ask that because I guess the question everyone does have is, okay, what makes one bounty a yes, another a no? What the specific criteria is? Is there a process, a timeline, an amount of yes or no votes, et cetera, that happens at Arkham for something to get approved for a bounty?
So already we have a process in place that allows us to do blockchain analysis. If you go on the Arkham platform, you can see hundreds of millions of labels that are tagged by Arkham through two different processes. The first is algorithmic and focused on actually algorithmically identifying addresses and owners based on publicly available information, right? So this would include exchanges, market making firms, large whales, project founders, things that are in the public interest for people to know what is going on behind the scenes. The same thing will occur on the Intel Exchange, right? So if we cannot verify with existing data and with existing heuristics or analysis that all of the information being provided by the submitter is available on the internet and can be, independently audited and independently verified, then it will not go on the Intel Exchange. And there needs to be some kind of argument for why you believe that this is the case.
I guess the question though is what's the actual? I mean, you say okay, it has to get approved, but like, who approves it? How is it approved? Is there, if let's say you get hundreds of millions of labels, how do we know who's who? I mean, like, how long does this process take? Are there people involved in it, or is it done algorithmically? What makes one approved? How can I get paid? I think that's really what it comes down to, because I have a whole list of people I want to snitch on and make money on.
So I wouldn't say it's necessarily for snitching. So in the guidelines that we just published, we said, you cannot use it for revenge posting or for harassment or, using private information. And so whatever is put on the Arkham Intel Exchange would already have been on the internet and easily discoverable. I think that's kind of the whole point. But the way in which people can get paid is by doing the research online to try to find the publicly available attribution of who the particular owner of, that smart contract is, or who the person behind that exploit was. And once they can verify that, they make the submission. The submission is first checked algorithmically in accordance with the systems that we already have internally. And then second, will be reviewed by analysts in order to make a call and a judgment call decision about whether or not it's actually true.
How many analysts?
It depends on the submission.
Process
some of them are more complicated than others. The answer is it should take as long as it has to in order to make sure that the information is correct and it's safe to publish.
All right, Miguel, we know you have to go, but we just want to get one last question in here. The second part of some of the backlash that the platform has received this week has to do with referral links and an easy to decipher method for hiding email addresses, calling the platform's approach to user privacy into question. What's your response to that? Is this going to be changed in any way moving forward?
So user privacy is one of the most important things for Arkham. One of the things that I like to emphasize for people is that part of the referral program, one of the things that we implemented early on was the ability to see who actually referred you, so you could trust that you weren't being phished or it wasn't an incorrect link. Naturally, our platform grew exponentially since August. Like I said, we went from 0 to hundreds of thousands of people, and people started sharing the referral links beyond just their inner circle to actually sharing them publicly. And so, once we heard feedback from the community regarding, what they wanted out there versus what they didn't want out there, then now going forward, the referral links are encrypted and salted, and you wouldn't be able to see who the person referring you is. And so those changes have already been made. Like I've said before, no information that is put on the Arkham platform is ever sold for any reason to any third party. And so overall, that's not our business model, and ensuring the trust and safety of the Arkham platform will always be the number one priority for us.
All right, Miguel, we are going to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining the show.
Thank you so much.
That was Arkham founder and CEO Miguel Morel.